Wow! You still consider this a small gift? I passed by a jewelry store a few days ago and saw a much smaller jade necklace that was tens of thousands of yuan. Compared to that one, this jade necklace looks much better in quality. One of the girl's eyes sparkled brightly as she looked at the jade necklace. How amazing, Brother Lu! Shouldn't this necklace of yours be worth at least 100,000 yuan? A man praised. TSK, Brother Lu, are you proposing to Qimo? Another beautiful girl said with a playful expression. Zhang Qimo wore a rather ugly expression when faced with Lui Hui's fawning. Qimo, this is just a small token of my appreciation. There is no other meaning to it. Lui Hui maintained an elegant demeanor as he said with a smile. Qimo, since Prince Charming Lui Hui has already said so, you should accept his gift. Yeah, I'm so envious of you. Prince Charming Lui Hui, why don't you give me a necklace instead? Yeah, I remember now. Didn't Brother Lu chase after Qimo persistently in high school? The group of girls wore playful expressions on their faces and started to jeer. Lui Hui's mouth revealed a smile of success. This was the exact effect he sought after. Lui Hui, thank you for your kindness, but I will not accept your gift, Zhang Qimo said seriously. Don't act like that, Qimo. How about I personally help you put it on? Shouldn't you at least try it on? Since you are a jewelry designer, you should like this necklace too, right? Lui Hui said with a smile. He then slowly picked up the necklace and walked towards Zhang Qimo. He looked at Zhang Qimo's delicate skin and subconsciously revealed a hint of lust in his eyes. Ever since Lui Hui was still in high school, he had longed for Zhang Qimo, the beautiful school beauty's body. Despite his constant efforts, he was never able to get his hands on her body, no matter how hard he tried. As long as there was still a chance to pursue Zhang Qimo, he would not let it go. Although Zhang Qimo's expression twisted unsightly, she did not want to cause a big ruckus since everyone present was classmates with her in high school. At this moment, Lui Hui felt like he was driving a duck onto a perch. Qimo said, she doesn't want your gift. Don't you understand? Lin Yin suddenly stood up and blocked Lui Hui's path as he stared at him indifferently. Assistant Lin, what is the meaning of this? Lui Hui frowned and looked at Lin Yin coldly. I am presenting your director with a gift. How dare a small assistant like you attempt to stop me? Lui Hui said arrogantly and turned his face. Who do you think you are? I asked you to drink in this room because I wanted to give you face. I am Qimo's high school classmate. But what is your status? Why are you the one making decisions for Qimo? As the general manager of Xiang Construction Company, he controlled a company with tens of millions of yuan in assets. Thus, he could be considered someone with a solid status in society. Not to mention, his father was also a big shot in the construction industry of Qingyun City, making him a standard rich second generation. After considering his current status and appearance, Lui Hui believed that he was completely worthy of the daughter of the Zhang family of Qingyun City. He did not even put Zhang Qimo's status as the director of the Zhang group in his eyes. From his perspective, the little assistant director really did not know the immensity of heaven and earth to actually dare to refute his kindness. I am Qimo's husband, Lin Yin said lightly. As for this defective necklace, you can keep it for yourself. What? You are Qimo's husband? I heard rumors about how Qimo's family accepted a good-for-nothing brat as their son-in-law. Could it really be him? It was no wonder that ended up becoming Qimo's assistant to make a living. No wonder they said he was a good for nothing. TSK, so he is the famous trash son-in-law of Zhang family? How does he still have the face to act as Qimo's husband, much less become an assistant by Qimo's side? All of a sudden, the people in the room began gossiping and started to jeer at Lin Yin. Clearly, they had heard about Lin Yin marrying into the Zhang family. Lui Hui was stunned for a moment before revealing an expression of pure disdain. So, you are the famous Lin Yin. I heard that you had to marry into the Zhang family in order to survive. What a disgrace to all the men in this world. Lui Hui said sarcastically. What? Lin Yin? Could you be jealous? Although you can't afford this jade necklace that costs more than 100,000 yuan, you still won't allow others to buy it for Qimo? The people in the private rooms all began ridiculing Lin Yin as they stood on Lui Hui's side. After all, Lui Hui could be said to be the most successful person in the circle of high school classmates. To them, he was a young and promising rich second generation. If they could curry favor with him, they would naturally be able to gain a powerful connection and a lot of fame too. Boot. Lin Yin shook his head and said, there is a layer of chemical wrapped around the surface of your jade necklace. The inside of the wrapped jade is a mere below average jade and is worth 2,000 to 3,000 yuan at best. Despite that, you claimed to have bought it for more than 100,000 yuan. What a joke. When Lui Hui opened the gift box, Lin Yin had already seen that this jade necklace was artificially defective. It was filled with a layer of refined paste that made it look like a top-grade glass type jade when it was, in fact, a rather common item in the market. Lin Yin initially did not intend to expose him, but he never expected Lui Hui to actually be shameless to such an extent that it was fine if he wanted to pursue Qimo in front of him. After all, he had yet to build up the confidence enough to announce his relationship with Qimo. However, to think that Lui Hui not only wanted to touch Qimo but even dared to mock him with such a substandard item before him. What did you say, you piece of trash? You said my necklace was substandard? Lui Hui fell into a state of panic for a moment before starting up a fit and criticizing Lin Yin. To think you have such a disgusting personality. I personally bought a jade necklace with 130,000 yuan. Are you planning to frame me just because you can't afford it yourself? Lui Hui exclaimed angrily as he looked at Zhang Qimo with a regretful expression. Qimo, it is such a pity for you to be married to such despicable trash. This kind of person will end up embarrassing you and make you suffer for the rest of your life. That's right. Just think about Lin Yin's ridiculous words. This person's personality is so despicable. To actually want to think about tarnishing Brother Lu's reputation just because he doesn't have the money to compete with him. Looking at Brother Lu's wealthy background, do you really believe he is the kind of person who can't afford a high-grade jade necklace? I knew Lin Yin was just a loser, but I didn't expect him to be so cunning. How disgusting. Two of the guys accused Lin Yin as if they were Lui Hui's loyal lackey. Lin Yin, don't embarrass Qimo anymore. Didn't I warn you not to speak nonsense? You don't have the ability yet still want to make a fool of yourself? Li Xuer criticized Lin Yin with a face full of disgust. Lin Yin's eyes turned frigid cold as he looked at Li Xuer. While Li Xuer planned to teach Lin Yin a lesson, She could not help but shut her mouth up in fear. After meeting with Lin Yin's sharp gaze, the Lin Yin today seemed to be much different from usual. Asterisk crash, asterisk. At this moment, the door of the room was suddenly kicked open. A fierce-looking young man with a flower tattooed on his arm then barged into the room. Holding a thin-looking man in his grasp, he emanated a menacing presence filled with killing intent. "Is that brat one of your friends? This damn bastard actually got so drunk that he dared to spill his glass of wine on my face," the man with a murderous look exclaimed fiercely. "The one who brought him here with them better stand up before I get even more pissed."